Good morning, everyone. Thank you for being flexible again and participating in a flipped classroom. I am in Washington, D.C., so as you can see, by having technology like this, you can still have educational opportunities occur. What I have planned for you in this flipped experience, I don't want to overwhelm you, but I do have a lot of material. And again, um, this material lends itself really good to a flipped environment because in our regular class it would have been hard to have all of you really engage and look at this content, which is really, really important. So where I'm starting first is kind of just that review of the TPACK model and what we're doing this, in 201 now is concentrating on math content, um, different pedagogical approaches to teaching math content, and then various technologies that can be used. This past week you used Scratch. Think about the pedagogical approach with that, very inquiry based, very hands-on, very student-centered, the mathematical concepts that are being taught, problem solving, logical thinking, critical thinking, plus just basic math, measurement, all those kinds of things. Well, next week we have a little bit different thing in store for you, and actually we're going to situate it in a real example of teaching math. We are very, very fortunate that one of our area schools, Nevada schools actually, are doing a very unique, innovative approach to teaching elementary math. Now, some of our ECE majors, just kind of remember, you guys are licensed birth through probably about third grade, or pre-K through third grade. So we are tapping on that third grade because what Nevada has done is they have started a self-paced math program for the elementary students in third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. For them, fifth and sixth grade is middle school, okay? And they are even going to move it up to seventh grade as well. So what I want to do, if you look at, this is in week 6, September 28th. Obviously you found it, so you know where it is. But with these materials, here's the introduction. The next thing that I have for you is actually a video from the technology integrationist specialist from Nevada Schools, Carrie Hillman, and she's going to kind of set the context. We really feel like we have an opportunity here to have our class help the students in this self-paced math program, which is all third, fourth, fifth, and sixth graders, and the teachers as well. So watch her short video. Then what I have is I just broke it up into this is the third and fourth self-paced math site that the teachers have designed. And at this point in the lesson, I've just shown you, here are the lessons that they have created for fractions. So it's not like you have to look at all of these, but what I would like you to look at is just at least a couple of them, or go in, kind of see how the teachers have set this up in terms of what types of activities they are doing. Now, they're clearly saying this is their first shot, and they're looking for other resources. They're trying to make it more engaging for students. So just keep that in mind, okay? So this isn't a finished product, it's a first product. So if you go into even the first fractions, you can kind of see, usually they have them watch some kind of a video. They kind of have them do some worksheet kinds of things once in a while, computational things, they hands-on manipulatives. So there's a lot going on here, and you can see that sometimes they have them check with your teacher. That's a self-check to make sure they're on the right track. So the teacher isn't teaching like they normally do, but they're working a lot one-to-one with students and in kind of a personalized learning kind of opportunity. So just have a look at that. And then what I do is I have pulled examples of math instructional videos being used in these self-paced lessons. And you guys, I try to be pretty thorough. I don't know why that keeps doing that. I try to be pretty thorough and try to give you a grade band examples in each grade. So I have third grade examples, fourth grade, fifth grade, and sixth grade. And all I'm doing there is I'm just pulling actual instructional videos that students would watch. Now again, I don't want you don't have to watch all these, that would take forever. Usually the videos are 5 to 10 minutes long. At least watch some of them for a little bit, because what we're getting you used to doing is your task is going to be to make an instructional video for math content next week in lab. And so these are good examples just to show you how, what are people putting out on the web and what do they look like. Now the teachers at Nevada, their intent was to make their own videos, but they just haven't had time. And so for the first time through, they went out to the web, got the resources, found resources, and used them. The other thing about these, you guys, too, is if you go to one and it asks you to log in or whatever, just make an account, okay? Once you make an account, it lets you in them. So it is an internet account, but just use something. You might want to write it down just to remember it, that kind of a thing. But just go in. If you have to do that, don't go back to another one. Just write the information down, and then it will come up for you. Let's see, then what's next for you? So have a look at those. And then number 5, you guys, this is just a video about EduCreations. It's kind of like what we did with you for Scratch last week. This is a video on teaching you how to just the basics of the app that you're going to be using in lab next week. If any of you are really want to get a head start on this and kind of understand, go down to the CTLT and check out one of our laptops. It has EduCreations on it, and you could have it for the weekend or something and just play with it a little bit, but you will be using it in lab next week. Then in this 6 folder, I have some examples of how teachers are using EduCreations as instructional videos, because it is a little bit different and looks different from the videos that the Nevada's teachers are using right now. Then content knowledge. You guys have done a very good job of giving me feedback on the exit ticket or the Google form that you filled out before. What I did here was I took the standards and things that the teachers were dealing with at Nevada. Now the 3rd grade is going to look a little bit different because they have it. The 3rd grade, they're only doing self-paced math for geometry, fractions, and measurement, okay? The 5th and 6th grade are doing self-paced for everything, okay? So these are just some of the things that they, as a result of these units, are teaching their kids how to do. So in 3rd grade, I can explain why fractions are equivalent. So they need to be able to know, and explain equivalent fractions. So some pretty sophisticated math content even at a 3rd grade level, okay? And it's not any different really when you look at the kindergarten, 1st, 2nd either. So, math is a very complex content to teach. So I also have these. You guys, the 5th and the 6th grade are a little bit different. It gets pretty complex in 5th and 6th grade, and so what I did was I pulled these are the units that the teachers in 5th grade at Nevada are teaching, okay? And so I pulled it so that you could see them, okay? So it's just outlined. You can always refer to Iowa Core, or now what I think here are the actual middle school self-paced math websites and the 3rd and 4th, okay? So here's the 5th grade site. Here are the units. And then when you get into the units, you can kind of see all the things they're learning about place value, Okay, so it's just structurally a little bit different than the third and fourth. But again, kind of look at that. You guys, also, I'd really like you to read this message from the sixth grade teacher. This is talking about, because our goal is to have you guys make instructional videos, and then what we're going to do is we're going to kind of choose the top 20 or 30, and with your permissions, then maybe the Nevada teachers can use those videos as remedial in these areas. So this teacher took the time to write a note to me and say, you know, what are the problems that students have, especially in sixth grade, in these areas? And so I'm hoping that whether you choose sixth grade or not, that you at least read that message to kind of see, you know, teachers, they're reaching out to us and our expertise and really your time to see if some of your products can actually be used in the classroom. So I think that's pretty cool. And so you have an audience for your for your projects. Okay, so that's the content. And then you guys, right at the end, I've plugged in these storyboard templates just as examples. Really, for the lab next week, it would be the easiest if you have decided what level, third, fourth, or fifth, or sixth, what content specific are you going to teach? Remember, break it down to simple, a part of that content. And then these storyboards, I thought this was a decent design, probably could be used. This one might be able to be used. This one might be able to use. You could just use sheets of paper. And then basically what your plan would be is, okay, this is going to be my first screen in EduCreations. This is what I'm going to say. This is my second screen. This is what I'm going to say. So after you've seen the examples, I think you'll have a better idea. But we really would like you to draft out your idea before you come to lab next week, because it will just, again, you'll be able to use lab a little bit better, and you have already thought about the content. And again, your goal is, let's help the teachers and students of Nevada and make some really good products. Okay, and then the last thing that I have that you can't see on the screen because I can't roll it up there, let me see if I can shorten it up. I have an exit ticket for you, and I made that pretty short, you guys, but it is kind of trying to get you to think about what would you teach in your lab next week. Okay, so I know it is a lot. Notice there isn't any readings for this one, and you know, emerging in the content, I think it's very important. We're at this place where we really want you to look this over and kind of learn about, okay, what's this going to look like for me? And again, the way the technology is being used is kind of in an innovative way, for instruction, for that pedagogy. So we're just trying to help them investigate that as a school district. And we do have some research projects going on with them in this area as well. So that's your flipped lesson for this week. And appreciate your time. Again, you guys, just immerse yourself in this and really give some time to look it over. Okay, don't just click and okay, this is what it looks like. Dig deeper into that. Okay, very, very important, because you're going to teach a lesson like it. Okay, so with that, I'll leave you, and have a good weekend. Thanks, you guys.